Today, we're going to look at a single, really fascinating day in India. A day that tells this incredible story of a nation being pulled in two totally different directions at the exact same time. We're talking about serious friction and, well, huge aspiration all happening at once. Let's get into it.
So that really gets to the heart of what we're exploring today. How does a country even manage a day that's packed with high-stakes global arguments and nasty political fights at home, while also hitting pause to celebrate a massive national achievement? It's a pretty wild paradox when you think about it.
All right, let's start with the friction. The first big story of the day is all about India's relationship with the United States, which, let's just say, is hitting some serious turbulence.
Okay, so to get the full picture, you got to know that there's already a pretty big 25% tariff from the US on certain goods from India. This isn't new, but it's basically the foundation for what's about to happen next.
And here's where things really heat up. An additional 25% tariff is scheduled to kick in on August 27th. We're talking about potentially doubling the economic pressure, and it's just a few days away. What's wild is just how fast this is all escalating. On August 25th, India basically shuts down most of its postal services to the US. Then, just 2 days later, boom, those new tariffs are supposed to hit. And yet, somehow, in the middle of all this, both countries are saying that trade talks are still happening.
So what's the actual impact here? Well, some analysts are warning that these tariffs could shave almost a full percentage point off India's economic growth. That's huge. In response, India's Foreign Minister, S. Jaishankar, he's drawn some pretty firm red lines, especially to protect farmers. And that postal shutdown, turns out it's a direct shot back at new U.S. customs rules. But the real tension bubbling under the surface? Washington is not happy about India buying more and more oil from Russia.
Now, while all of that is going on with the U.S., an equally fierce fight is kicking off right at home, a political showdown over the true state of India's economy.
I mean, it doesn't get much more direct than this, does it? The opposition, led by Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, just came right out and threw this accusation at the government, which, as you can imagine, set off a major debate.
So here's how the argument breaks down. On one side, the opposition is pointing to what they say is rising unemployment, wages that are falling, and people's savings just disappearing. They're demanding real data and basically accusing the government of fudging the numbers. The government, on the other hand, is holding its ground, saying it's focused on its long-term plan for economic reforms.
And then, just when you think the whole day is about tariffs and political arguments, the entire story shifts. We go from disputes on Earth, and the whole nation's attention turns up, toward the stars. This is that incredible contrast we've been talking about. Because on this very same day, August 23rd, India is celebrating its National Space Day. This whole day is set aside to remember the historic, unbelievable success of the Chandrayaan-3 mission, the one that landed on the moon. It's just a moment of pure national pride and scientific victory.
And you know, this isn't some ancient tradition. It's brand new. The day was just created last year, in 2024, and it was made for one reason: to honor the incredible achievements of ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization.
And the theme for this year's celebration? Well, it couldn't be more different from the day's other headlines. Inspire and uplift society. It's a message of hope, of progress, of looking to the future. A complete 180 from the conflicts we were just talking about.
So let's pull these two completely different realities together. This is where you really see the full, complex picture of modern India playing out over just 24 hours.
And this really just lays it all out, doesn't it? It shows that split personality of the day so clearly. On one side, you've got a looming trade war and angry political accusations, and on the other, a countrywide celebration of science and national pride. It's the perfect snapshot of a nation wrestling with really tough earthly problems while also, literally, reaching for the stars.
And all of this leaves us with a really big, powerful question about India's path forward. As it keeps growing and changing on the world stage, what's going to be the thing that defines its story? The messy, complicated fights happening down here on the ground, or the incredible, unifying ambitions it has for the cosmos? That's definitely something to think about.